there! Welcome to the first episode of Talk with Nick, where we can actually talk about anything. Just comment or give your suggestions in the comment section down below for another idea for our next episodes. Hi again. Again, welcome to the first episode of Talk with Nick. So, before we start our talk for today, I would like to apologize if you would hear any background noise in this video, including our dogs, maybe, or a sound of a construction. That's from our neighbor, and I can't control that one for now. I don't have any space for now where I can shoot my video with no background or annoying noise in my background. So please bear with me.
A few moments later.
This episode is inspired by one of my students' suggestion, wherein he was asking for my insights regarding the actions of the government. That, for example, if I would become the president of the Philippines, would I rather continue the lockdown to save us from the pandemic, or will I lift it to save the economy of the Philippines? Okay, now, first things first, I would like to say that please bear with me if I speak in English more rather than speaking in Tagalog, because I am much comfortable with speaking English because that's what I'm used to because of my previous jobs. So don't say that I'm a arte. It's just that I'm not comfortable because I use English more rather than Tagalog, and my first or mother language is Bisaya. So if I speak Bisaya, some people may not understand me also, but I'll try my best. All right, back to the topic. First, I was actually very hesitant to start talk with Nick because I'm afraid that people, especially my students before, would really ask me what are my political insights, especially today that, or at this moment wherein there's a lot of issues that's happening in our country aside from the virus itself. Um, it's not that I don't want to share my political insights. It's just that it's so difficult. It's so difficult to share your insights now, at this moment, because people will judge you. People will always have something to say about you. Even famous people um, actually were bashed because of them sharing their opinions or their views. So then I decided to start the first episode with something that's related to giving out our insights. Now, of course, I'll respond to Febeta's comment later. But for now, we are going to talk first about the three things that we should remember when we give out our insights on different social media platforms. So first thing to remember is that you should never expect, like in any matter in our life, never expect anything. So in sharing our insights, never expect that everyone will agree or majority will agree. Never expect that there will be no one who will disagree, because there will always be the two sides of the story. People will disagree, people will agree. Because when you set your expectation that, okay, I'll share this and people would love this or what, when someone disagrees with your thought, you'll just get hurt. You'll just feel bad, and you'll possibly do something that's not good, which is you invalidate their idea. Which leads us to the second thing that we should remember. Please do not invalidate other people's insights or views about something. Now, invalidating opinions is very common in our community, in our country today. Like, for example, um, we usually hear this from some, not all, but some of our parents, aunts, or other relatives telling us na, okay, bata ka pa, that's how you think. Ganun talaga mga kabataan ngayon. they don't think very wisely, they don't like the government, or they're activists or what, or ganyan talaga ang mga galing sa universities. Or some people may say na kasi DDS ka, or kasi activista ka, or you don't like the president, ikaw na lang kaya yung magpresidente. So ganun yung mga, that's what we usually hear. That's how some Filipinos invalidate each other today. That instead of addressing the issues, um, going into intellectual discourses, people preferred invalidating through attacking um, personal backgrounds, which is wrong. So, let's do not invalidate each other's opinions. It may be wrong at some point. You may have seen or read something that you think is wrong. Naila mo. You might think that it's wrong, but invalidating is not the option. We can actually educate each other. Remember that to address issues, or something that you've read that you do not agree with or you think is wrong, do not invalidate them by attacking them personally. Instead, educate them. Educate rather than invalidate each other. Which will lead us to the third thing to remember when we share our insights on any social media platform, which is to straighten our facts. Always remember that when we go to a war, we should always be ready. Dapat may dala-dala tayong bala sa war na pupuntahan natin. So we should always be ready with our facts. So whenever someone asks us or asks for a clarification about our opinion or the views that we have posted, we could actually back it up with the facts that we have. Because when we only share something like you're going to share a picture on Facebook, gusto ko to, kasi ganyan kanya or what. When someone asks you or replies to you asking you to clarify your post or your opinion, it would be difficult for you to respond if you don't have any facts, if your comments or your views is only based on personal interest. Na okay, susuportaan kong ito si politician A because guwapo siya or what. And then when people ask you, why did you do that, or why do you support it, and then you can give start in intellectual discourse because it's just based on your own personal interest, which is not related to the issue itself. So make sure that our facts about that particular issue, about that particular person, that belief, or what, is actually ready. Because when we are ready enough, it is easier for us to respond to questions, easier for us to share our insights, and always remember that when we share our insights in social media platforms, a lot of people will really see it, and you should be ready to accept any types of comments in there. But of course, we can't control each other. We can't control how people respond because we think differently. We understand everything differently. We are very diverse. So, how should you respond on people invalidating you? People attacking you personally? I myself would say if people would attack you personally, talking about something personal that's not related to the topic, ignore it. Because one, you don't have to defend yourself from other people. If they're going to say, pangit ka, pati na yung idea mo or what, you don't have to explain yourself. If they see you as pangit, that's fine. Because we are all made beautifully on our own. And what's important is we accept ourselves. That's if they will attack you, let's say, personally. But if they are going to give an idea or respond that you think, okay, better pala yung idea mo or what, then accept it. It doesn't mean that when you think that the other side's idea is good, you are already defeated. Because this is not a competition about ideas. This is about sharing our opinions. You know, a person with intellect but without humility is a person that we should not look up for. You know, being intellectual, being intelligent is good, but it should be partnered with humility. We should know how to accept defeat. We should know how to accept that we are all different. We have different ideas. We should know how to accept um, different perspective, different points of view. So again, that's it. I think that's enough our um, for today's episode. But before that, of course, I'll answer my students' question. If just a disclaimer, this is hypothetical. So this is parang Bilibining Pilipinas question. So if I would become the president of the Philippines, would I continue the lockdown or lift it? I would say the president have done his best, um, because it's not easy. It's not easy to think about millions of people. Think of ways and how these millions of people, how will these people survive from the pandemic and from hunger because of the lack of work, lack of opportunities for them to, get the resources that they need. Um, but I believe that everything could be improved. I believe that there could be a lot more that our government could do. Um, if I would become the president, if I am the president, I would say at the beginning I would be very strict with the lockdown. I would say that if I the first time or the first month that we discovered about the virus, I would say I would um, do something immediately so that we can make sure that there will be it won't spread pa, and then make sure that I will focus on things that should be focused during this pandemic, um, which is to survive, because a lot of people are really affected. Big businesses, hotels are closing, some stores are closing, and then because of that, people doesn't have any work. And I understand why the lockdown was lifted because of that, but it shouldn't be choosing between um, how to or what to focus on. It should actually be balanced. Things should be done um, in balance. What I mean is pursue or continuing the lockdown, but at the same time focusing on how we can actually give out to the people. I think some local government units are doing their job very well in giving out a balanced decision and actions towards targeting the both the pandemic and the problem in our economy on the works or jobs of the people. So again, I think that's it. I actually in between. I believe that I believe that what we are what we have in the Philippines now is not enough. But I believe that the government could also do something to improve it. And I also believe that we should encourage each other to make sure that we participate as citizens. It's a responsibility and right to participate in the government, and by giving out our insights, our suggestions, our comments is actually one way of us participating. So once again, this is Nick, and thank you so much for staying with me, and I hope you learned a lot today. See you in my next episode, and please leave your suggestions down below for another topics for our next episodes. Please don't forget to click subscribe. Bye!